Hello and welcome back to GameQuest News. I'm Mike and this video is late. Not even for a good reason or anything, I was literally just busy and forgot. YouTube isn't a full-time everyday thing for us yet, and everything else is made and scheduled way in advance. I've taken measures to make sure it doesn't happen again, but there's not a whole lot else that can be done about that. Anyone who might be browsing the channel as of this upload will note that episode 9 of our Ocarina of Time playthrough is currently missing. YouTube pulled it shortly after it went live, citing inappropriate content. I'm not entirely sure what content exactly was bad enough to warrant the video's removal, as having rewatched the footage, I can't see anything in it that seemed to violate any kind of terms or guidelines. The decision was appealed almost immediately, but unfortunately there isn't much else I can do about it besides wait for YouTube to get back to me on this one. That, by itself, is probably the biggest bit of news for the channel that's happened since the last update. Tony and I have taken this time to streamline our shared office space online, and we are excitedly doing research and considerations for the subject of what our next series will be. And by all means, if you have any suggestions, please post them below. Seeing as how it's taken us about 15 episodes to finish the opening section of the game, I'd put money down that we're going to have at least 60 parts over the entire series. After that, we're debating a bonus episode or something to reflect and discuss the playthrough in broad terms. There's a very real chance that we'll be posting this series into October. So if we were to, say, marathon and completely crush this game's recording schedule, we could start recording the next series in half that time. Which raises the separate question of, do we do series back to back? Or start running multiple simultaneous playthroughs? My current thoughts on the topic is that we play one game at a time, insofar as GameQuest series are concerned, but that we should consider uploading those series into a daily or whatever schedule we end up with, as soon as we have the footage lead to back it up. My reasoning is that if some portion of our fans hate a certain series that we run, there's a higher chance of releasing more palatable content for them to watch on a given day, depending on how many concurrent episodes we put out. Concurrent, Jesus. In addition to that, because we're avoiding certain controversial topics, our hope is to create content that's both binge-friendly and evergreen, meaning that it never appears dated or weird. Anyone can theoretically come back at any time and watch any content. And I think that extra note of stability is important for a channel like ours, especially since 2020 has been a pretty turbulent year thus far, and I don't see it winding down, especially with the election season drawing ever closer. The flip side of this same concern is the idea that if we produce too much content too quickly, we might inhibit our channel's growth by drowning our viewers in sweet gameplay footage, or possibly trip some kind of filter that thinks we're spamming or something. On a third mutant hand, if we only do series back to back, we might, especially if we are able to shift into full-time content creation, produce so much gameplay footage that we end up with a truly ludicrous backlog, and fans may have to wait years to see the content that we're recording at a given time. Assuming we don't just take a radical left turn somewhere and make this a cooking show or something. I would love to hear any takes that you might have on the scheduling ideas, and please do remember to like, comment, subscribe, and maybe even share these videos if you like what we're doing here. It would mean a lot to us personally, and it's especially helpful when you signal boost a channel this small. Until next time, this has been Mike with the GameQuest News Update, and we'll be back with more, hopefully on time, next week. See ya!